Back in the 90s, when everybody was building sport cars, Mitsubishi looked at Supras, Skyline, and RX-7 and said, yeah, that's cool, but what if we made a giant spaceship on wheels? And thus, the 3000 GT was born. In the late 80s, Mitsubishi wasn't just the company that made your uncle's Pajero. No, they wanted a halo car, something that could stand toe-to-toe with Japan's finest and aero-scale Ferraris in Italy. The result was the Mitsubishi GT-R for the Japanese market and the 3000 GT for the US and Europe. And trust me, this car was absolutely loaded with tech. Too much tech, some would say. First generation 1990 to 1993. This was the birth of the beast under the hood, a 3.0-liter twin turbocharged V6, pushing out around 300 horsepower, not bad for the early 90s. But Mitsubishi didn't stop there. They gave it all-wheel drive, all-wheel steering, active suspension, and even active aerodynamics. That means they can literally move its own spoilers at high speed. Basically, the 3000 GT was trying to be Iron Man before Marvel even got popular. Design-wise, the fourth generation had those beautiful pop-up headlights and smooth, curvy lines. It looked futuristic but still muscular. A perfect 90s vibe. But with all that tech packed in, the car was heavy, over 1,600 kilos. Some people call it a rolling computer. Others just call it overkill. But hey, overkill is fun, right? Second generation 1994 to 1996.
Your host for Motor Week, John Davis.
Well, hello and welcome again to Motor Week. We're glad to have you with us.
In 1994, Mitsubishi updated the 3000 GT. Styling got sharper, the pop-up stays. And the V04 twin-turbo model now had up to 320 horsepower. This was Mitsubishi saying, hey Toyota, nice Supra, but can you rear wing move by itself? Didn't think so. The second generation also had a new interior design, more modern touches, and slightly better handling thanks to suspension tweaks. At this point, the 3000 GT was competing head-to-head with the Supra Mark IV, RX-7 FB, and the Skyline GT-R R32. But unlike those cars, the 3000 GT was more of a tech showcase than a lightweight purist dream. It was like Mitsubishi built a sports car but accidentally made a PlayStation console at the same time. Third generation 1997 to 2000. By 1997, Mitsubishi's got another facelift, and sadly, the legendary pop-up headlights were gone. Aerodynamic laws and safety rules killed them off. The new headlights gave it a sleeker, more modern look, but some fans still miss the pop-up charm. The V04 still had the twin-turbo 3.0 V6 AWD and AWS, but Mitsubishi started cutting down some of the active tech to save money, which makes sense because if you own a 3000 GT, you know keeping all those 90s electronics alive. It's like babysitting triplets on a sugar high. Still, the car looked meaner, had a giant fixed rear wing, and stayed one of the most advanced Japanese sports cars of the time. It was just too expensive for most buyers and too heavy for the hardcore driving purists. Final years and that's 2001. So by the early 2000s, the sport cars market was collapsing. Rising insurance costs, stricter emissions, and the SUV class killed a lot of legends. Mitsubishi was struggling financially, and the 3000 GT was just too expensive to keep alive. In 2001, the spaceship finally left the planet, and Mitsubishi ever built a true successor, a sad ending for one of the boldest cars of the 90s. Legacy and collector status. Today, the Mitsubishi 3000 GT is a car classic. Some people still love it for being overcomplicated. Others worship it for being one of the most advanced JDM machines of its time. Compared to the Supra and Skyline, it doesn't have the same Hollywood frame, but as any owner, and they'll tell you this car was way ahead of its time. Prices are still lower than the crazy Supra market, but clean V04s are climbing fast, especially the ones with working active aero, if you can find one that hasn't broken by now. So was the Mitsubishi 3000 GTs a legend or just a nerdy experiment? For me, it was just both. Heavy, yes. Complicated, yes. But also one of the most ambitious cars Japan ever built. The Supra was the movie star, the Skyline was the street racers, and the RX-7 was the purest choice. But the 3000 GT, that was the damn spaceship, and every car needs at least one spaceship.